What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some fantastic information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with the Nintendo Switch firmware update 8.10. And guess what? There's a bunch of no, I'm joking. I can't even get through that sentence without sitting there and saying that no, that is not the case. But we do have a brand new Nintendo Switch firmware update 8.1.0. It is now available for all of you guys to go download, and the patch notes are very exciting because it says, wait for it, general system stability improvements to enhance the user's experience. Once again, the Switch is a very stable system, but really what this patch is all about, guys, or this update, I should say more like it, is the fact that they're just trying to stop hackers. This is an update to try to circumvent the hacking scene that's going on the Nintendo Switch, and then a hacker is going to see it, he's going to tell people not to update, and then he's going to beat this update in like a matter of a day or so. He's probably already done it, or there's probably some type of hacker that's already surpassed this update that they've put out in terms of getting around it. But that's really what it comes down to at this point. I don't even remember what the last one we were at. I stopped giving hope for updates after like 8.0 was literally nothing. Well, they added some things here and there, but there's still no Xenoblade icons for like your profile pictures. We still have no Xenoblade. I don't know why there isn't Xenoblade at this point, but we still need some Xenoblade. We still don't have Fire Emblem either. We need some Fire Emblem ones as well. So hopefully in like 8.5 or something like that, they can give us some icons. Obviously, we still need to talk about themes. I mean, there's still stuff like eShop music. There's still folders. There's still quite a number of things that they need to add into the experience in order to make it as good when it comes to some of the things that the Nintendo 3DS and also the Wii U had. I think that folders and themes are probably the two most requested UI things because people are starting to build up quite a number of games at this point, and we are 2 years in to the Nintendo Switch's life, and we still don't have, actually more than 2 years in, and we still don't have folders at this point, and I'm not sure what the holdup is. Would it really be that hard to program in some folders for the Nintendo Switch UI? People talk about a national Dex and how that'd be easy for them. This is way easier than that. This should already be in there, so I'm not really sure what's going on here with these folders. And when it comes to themes, I think it would be easy to just like program in a couple of different themes. I mean, you can already change the themes on the dashboard, right? You can already change it from black to white. I mean, maybe even just some other colors would be nice, but maybe they can't do it. I'm not really sure what's going on, and at this point I'm not sure if it's ever going to happen. Maybe it will at some point. Maybe they're going to introduce all of that with a Nintendo Switch revision, so some type of new Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch Pro, Nintendo Switch Mini. Maybe that's a way to kind of entice people in that, or maybe they announce it with all of that and say, hey, we have a new update for the UI for all Nintendo Switch systems. There's also folders, and we also have this and that. Maybe that's what they're waiting for in order to draw more of a splash, but I still feel that that's something they could do beforehand, because I'm just trying to think of what's taking so long with some of this stuff here. But it is what it is. I mean, I know it's something that people want, but we just don't have it at this point, so there's nothing really you can do until it actually gets here, if it does at all. But we had it for a while. I mean, I know with the Wii, that was the last time that we didn't really have like folders or anything like that, but we had those little squares, and like you kind of just adjust them based on like how many that you had, how many would come up on the screen. So it is what it is. I'm not really sure what they're doing or what's taking it so long, but at the same time, I'm enjoying playing Smash Brothers, because that's pretty much what I like to play, is Smash Brothers, and it works just fine for the most part when it comes down to it. But I would like to have some folders to kind of adjust things, kind of put things into different spots and stuff like that. But hey, who knows what's going on there at Nintendo when it comes to folders and themes. I think themes for me would probably be the bigger thing, because I really want a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate theme. I think it'd be dope. Like, you can just kind of have the music playing, kind of like how they had with the Nintendo 3DS, but the Wii U never got themes like that though. So that kind of makes me like, I'm not sure if it's going to happen at all, but we'll have to wait and see. But what do you guys think about the Nintendo Switch firmware update 8.1.0 being more stable than ever? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. Astral Chain actually started out as a fantasy game about magic, which sounds really cool, but they went in a new direction that was influenced by Ghost of the Shell Appleseed, and more. And you can heavily see the Ghost in the Shell type of aesthetics and the type of world, the futuristic, like you can totally see that. Some of this other stuff like Appleseed and what they talked about here is really interesting, but Ghost in the Shell was probably the #1 thing here. So let's go and let's talk about this game, Astral Chain. This was from a recent interview with, I think, Polygon. Yes, Polygon at E3, and they talked with Tora-san, who is the director of Astral Chain. So here's what they had to say. First, with Polygon, the question: in the past few years, cyberpunk has become trendy again. Here's what Tora-san had to say. First off, I should start by saying that we didn't start working on Astral Chain thinking we'd make a cyberpunk game. We were actually trying to make a fantasy game where you would use magic. What you see now is the result of talking a lot with Nintendo along through the development process, because we realized that there were lots of other games set in the fantasy setting. We wanted to make Astral Chain stand out among other games, and that's what you see now. And I have to say, that is a great call to make a police detective astral beast kind of coming out of nowhere, chains and chimera. Yeah, I think that was a good call talking with Nintendo, so shout outs to them on getting that. Now there's still more here, so here's what Polygon had to say in the next question. So it evolved from fantasy to cyberpunk? Tora-san had this to say: yeah, that's right. While we were making it, actually, I was influenced by a lot of different anime that I liked. For example, Ghost in the Shell and Appleseed. And we use designs like that as the motif to build the setting that you see before you now. And once again, Ghost in the Shell is huge on that. Now, I looked up this Appleseed things. I had no clue what it was, but definitely you can see some of the signs with that when it comes to the combat and the aesthetics and everything. But Ghost in the Shell and like the color scheme and what they're doing there, the bike and everything, is just so totally like it. So I'm actually really digging that they got inspiration from Ghost in the Shell. And here's the final question here. Of course, you can see the full article on the Polygon's website. Were there other films or books or media that influenced the visual design, particularly of the future city, the Ark? Here's what Tora-san had to say. I should mention that Masakazu Kitsura is the character designer for this game. He draws a manga called Zetman, which is another type of science fiction manga. A lot of what you see before you is influenced by the type of environments of his manga. Astral Chain is the result of all types of Japanese anime and other things that I like put into one place. And he also stated that this game is kind of a mix between Nier and also Bayonetta. It's kind of like right in the middle, and this is a mix of everything that I like when it comes to all the different anime aesthetics and kind of what they're doing. They're making pretty much their dream game. Tora-san is making his dream game in terms of what he wants to do. I think it was a good call kind of moving a little bit away from magic and all of that, because this game is so unique, and there are some elements of that, right? You have a bow that shoots like some type of energy beam arrows, so you can see the remnants of what they did with the magic and all that. You have these different legion beasts that actually just appear and disappear in terms of swapping between them, so there's definitely some magic influences in them, but at the same time it has that cyberpunk feel because the legion look like machines, right? They look like machines, and the type of city that you're going, very futuristic look to it, looks like it's really advanced or kind of really high tech what's going on, the outfits that they're wearing, the motorcycles that they're driving in there, everything just looks like it's just advanced. So I do love that cyberpunk feel mixed with some of that energy or magic that you can have in other games, and I think that you've built a winner. This is a game that I've talked about before that has a very high chance at becoming Game of the Year, just because a lot of the developers on PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One have moved their projects over to the next systems with the PS5 and the next Xbox. So I do feel that this year has been left kind of sparse a little bit. There's some great games coming out, and I get that, like Death Stranding and everything, but this game to me really has all of the boxes, right? When you kind of check everything, and they still haven't detailed some more of the stuff, but the combat looks so fast and fun. The controls, from what people are saying, are amazing. It's Platinum Games, so you know the controls are going to be good. Everything else that just has to shape out is the story, but what we're seeing from the combat and what you can do, it truly is an innovation in the action adventure type of game. There's really no other game on the market like this from a gameplay and aesthetic standpoint. When you kind of mix everything together, I have not seen what they have done in this game in any other title. Even in like what they did with Bayonetta or Nier, it seems like it's an evolution of those games in some regards in terms of taking some of the best parts from that game, and then taking some of the best parts from Nier in terms of Bayonetta and Nier and kind of putting them together and making this amazing type of game, and with Nintendo kind of talking with them and helping them along the way to create that. So it was awesome to hear this interview. I think that this game is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I love the style. I love how they kind of took from the aesthetics from Ghost in the Shell, Appleseed, and kind of what they're doing there, the Zetman and everything. That is really cool. And I honestly feel that people are going to be absolutely satisfied when it comes to Astral Chain. I'm really high up on this game, and it was my #1 game of E3 2019, and it's my pick so far in terms of early kind of contenders to kind of win Game of the Year for me, at least, because it does look that great. So fantastic interview once again. So what do you guys think about the Nintendo Switch firmware update 8.1.0, and also all of these new details that we got about the look and the feel and kind of the origins of Astral Chain? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.